What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. Thank God I've been working every day. I'm gonna treat this day, you know, just kind of like a virtual guide trip, if you will. I'm here with my buddy John. We're on the and I'm just gonna break down the rigs, why I fished the water I fished, and hopefully you guys can take something away from this and use it on your own angling adventures. So stay tuned. There, can I shoot? All right, got the COVID flow going on. So I always like to approach everything, I call it a trout first approach, and that just means I'm gonna consider the biology of a trout, and that's gonna dictate all of my rigging. So that's gonna be based on not only the trout's biology, but then also the water type. We're picking a stretch of river that's really pockety, so we decided the Euro nymph. So it's a little chilly today. I haven't taken a water temp, but I would assume it's been hot up here. It's probably gonna be in the low 50s. So I'm gonna guess that these trout will be stratified throughout the water column, which is gonna dictate how I rig. I'm gonna go 5.5x depth to my point, which is my furthest fly. I'm gonna run double 2.8 millimeter beads, and we're gonna see how that goes. Obviously, I'm gonna Euro nymph today. I've been guiding a lot of dry dropper, a lot of indicator stuff as well. I will make some videos on that. It's just been best case scenario, working every day. So got a half day to get out with my buddy, and hopefully you guys, like I said, will pick up a few things. So far, fishing's been good. You can hear that. That's the wind. I made a video with Normac Taima on how to deal with some of the wind and some tricks you could use. I'll put that up here somewhere. But picking up fish, still running double 2/8. You know, with the wind, I'm casting further up, letting the flies bite, running 5.5x tippet. I'm going slightly longer than depth because there's going to be a curve in that mono, especially if there's a bow in it with the wind, or I'm sorry, that fluorocarbon. So I'm running about 4.5 feet, 5 feet to my point, and then I have my dropper about 2 feet above that. The water temp, I took a temp, it's about 58 degrees, so those fish should be all throughout the column. Picked up most of the fish on actually the top dropper, or on the dropper, but I'm gonna keep fishing and hope you're enjoying it. I've dropped 4 fish in a row, and I think I'm just not getting a good read on my sighter. The wind is a little more aggressive than I would like it to be. So I just took my point fly, and then I bumped up 1 bead size. I went from a 2.8 to a 3.3, and that should give me some more hold. You know, beads aren't gonna sink any faster, but what they will do is protect against wind, thicker tippets, things like that. The best way I can describe it to you is think about a wiffle ball and a bowling ball. If you drop them, they're gonna hit the ground at the same time. Add a 50-mile-an-hour wind, and that wiffle ball is gonna get carried off. Same with beads. They're all gonna sink about the same rate, but a heavier bead is gonna hold you down in the current better than a lighter bead. So we'll see if this works. That little weight change has paid its dividends.
Just fishing down there in that nice little flat there.
Why are you talking with an Alabama accent?
I have no idea. Trout first.
All right, we have a classic run in front of us. So your classic run structure, there's gonna be riffles at the head. It's gonna deepen out to the gut or the middle of the run, kind of like a hammock. It'll shallow out, tail out. When I tell people to fish, or when I fish, I always like to fish near to far, shallow to deep. And I also like to start from the back and work up. Why? Trout face into the current. We've already established there's not a lot of bugs to bring these fish into the riffle, so we know they're gonna be in the deeper water, in those transitions. Got John on the stick here, and we're just gonna carve across the run and try to pick up fish, right? Isn't that what we're out here for? So I'm gonna flip the camera around, and we'll break it down, baby. Oh ho ho ho. So John's carving through the first transition, that first little trough. We've had a couple eats. Ooh. I would take a half step. All right, John's gonna take a step forward and continue carving across the run. By casting above his target, it's gonna give his flies time to sink, bite into the lower, slower currents, right where the fish are. Cold-blooded. Oh, that was a fish. Try keeping the sighter from not touching the water. You'll get a better read. Yep, it's that rock. But you did get an eat in that pocket. You're getting robbed, my guy.
Somebody was on.
The trout first. Oh, that happened pretty fast. We patterned the fish. We isolated that they were in, the deeper water, identifying those high percentage spots. We carved through the run, and John was able to pick up a fish pretty quick. And that's really a trout first approach, using the prevailing conditions and trends to dial in your rig, and not only that, but dial in the water that you're going to target. Obviously, all of the water doesn't hold fish. We can look down, see that they're not there. There's no sort of hatch to bring them into this transitional water, a la the riffles. But we're gonna keep fishing and put some more fish in the net.
Yes.
Release them, man, gently.
Off you go.
All right, that was a great day. Hopefully what you guys took away from this video was a trout first approach, kind of basing your rig and the water that you're targeting on a trout's biology. Where they're going to be in the water column is very flow dependent. Where they're going to hold can also be dependent on bug life. We were able to isolate those high percentage spots. Here in the meadows, more of the same. We just bumped our weights up to deal with the W.
Yeah. Prevailing wind conditions.
But anything you want to add, brother?
No, man, this is a great day. We had a lot of fun, caught a lot of fish, and given the conditions we faced, I mean, I'm surprised we had as much success as we did. So, trout first.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Actually, I'm booked the entire month of June, so I don't know how many more videos are gonna come out. I'm gonna try my best, but thank you everyone for the support, and thank you everyone for booking trips post-COVID. It really means a lot to my family and I hope all you guys are out there, and girls, catching some trout.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.